Did you know that E.L. James first self-published her now super famous 50 Shades of Grey series? It's a path a lot of authors take when they start their writing journeys. And I'm joined right now by two such authors who are here to share the ups and downs of self-publishing. We have Wendy Coates with us and Reggie Waterman. I'm so happy to see you both. These are their books right here in my hand right now. And Wendy, I want to start with you. You wrote the children's book, Dance, Eva, Dance, and it's the story of a little elephant who loves to dance but is afraid to do it in front of people. Beautiful story about gaining courage to try new things. My daughter has read this book several times. She loves it because her name is in the title, but also she's an aspiring dancer. So tell us how you knew you wanted to write a book, Wendy.
When I started writing, it was about grade 7, and I wrote short stories and poems, and my teacher one day came up to me and she said, "You have a gift," and she had tears in her eyes. And that's when I knew that I was inspired to keep writing and that my writing actually touched people. And ever since then, I wrote my first short story in about grade 8, and I won an award for it, and I wanted to just keep writing. I was able to express myself through writing and touch people, and I thought that that was just something that I would just keep doing and one day be published.
You are incredibly talented, and I got to give a shout out to the teachers that encourage the students that see something, because that's the thing that made a difference for you.
Definitely.
I think that's beautiful. Now, before I get into your self-publishing advice, Wendy, I want to introduce Reggie into this conversation. Reggie, share with us what your self-published book is about.
The self-published book is about self-discovery. At the end of the day, we all have a purpose in life. And what I wanted to do was, through the pandemic, was give people inspiration to utilize this time to really discover their purpose. I also interviewed a series of other people to collect their stories and integrate that into the overarching theme of the book, so that people understand that, we're not alone in the struggle. But the key thing is to persevere and, build up resiliency so that you can overcome life struggles. And the book also includes a list of exercises along with tips and tricks, which I call mind hacks, to help you unlock your full potential.
I think we could all use that, And so you self-published this book. What was your journey like, Reggie? And did you know anything about the process before you actually began?
Let me preface my response by saying this. You only know what you know. And as self-publishing, I didn't know anything about this process. So I went down a rabbit hole and learned on the go. And this is why I'm so excited to be talking about this, so that we could share everything that I learned through this process. Because number one, you will get overwhelmed. As a self-publishing author, you are in charge of the entire creative process from start to finish. This means you have to manage the editing, the production, distribution, marketing, and sales, or you could hire other people to actually help you, do those roles for you. The second piece is, as a self-published author, you will not, and I repeat, will not get rich overnight, nor be on the New York best-selling authors list. The third piece is editing and marketing, two most critical pieces to the puzzle. When it comes to editing, you could spend upwards to $4,000. But the thing is, you don't want to cheap out on that, because at the end of the day, people are investing in your masterpiece. And lastly, when it comes to marketing, if you don't not let people know that you wrote a book, people are not going to purchase it. So it's important to actually create a marketing plan that includes a list of activities or promotion activities to spread the word.
Ooh, these are good tips. You got to manage those expectations. And just because you're not getting rich overnight doesn't mean you should not do it. And there's more to life than the New York Times bestsellers list. So I love that you said that. Wendy, what have you learned as a self-published author?
Definitely, those are great tips, Reggie. I just wanted to say that not everyone's going to like your book. That was a hard thing, like getting the bad criticisms, getting a bad review, number one, and they were like, "This is your baby. You've spent so much time, you spent so much energy, and you've put it out there, and then you get a bad review." You're thinking like, "Are they talking about my book? Like, no way." So you have to take the criticisms, good and bad. Also, you have to keep the momentum going. You have to keep yourself driven and focused. You have something you want to say. There's something that is near and dear to your heart that you want people to listen to, and you want to put it out there. So you have to find the time. You're basically becoming an entrepreneur by becoming a self-published author. You have to find the time during work, family, even if it's staying up late at night, getting up early in the morning, you have to find the time to stay driven and focused until that book is finished. Also, like Reggie had mentioned, don't get into spending tons of money. And you can use different apps and different freelancers to get the job done. But the most important thing is get the word out there. You have a positive message. I learned that no matter what, you can get your word out there by being a self-published author.
If you had to give some advice to an aspiring self-published author, what would it be?
First of all, would be have patience with yourself. It's a journey. Enjoy the journey. And if your message is out there, you never know, like my book says, you never know what talents and what will touch people. And getting your word out there is going to make a huge difference. Don't try to drain your bank account trying to get as much different, there's different people out there and different companies who will try to tell you that, oh, you'll be rich overnight with us. And no, just focus, do your research, do your research, do your research. Like Reggie had mentioned, you don't know what you're doing or you're going to go down the rabbit hole. Do your research. That's the best advice I can give. Don't go through platform, pick the first one, go and do your research. Reach out to self-published authors like ourselves. Most of us have websites and Instagram. Reach out to us and ask us what we did. I've had several people reach out to me after I put my book out there, and I was so happy to help.
Oh, I love that. Okay, Reggie, I'm going to leave some of the last words with you on your thoughts on launch day. Talk to us about launch day. What did you learn?
Launch day is one of the most overwhelming moments that you will have through the entire process. And nobody really talks about this, so I discovered it on my own. But this is when you're finally done. You're about to hit that submit button on Amazon and your masterpiece is going to be released to the world. Now, so much emotions get stirred up in you, and the natural thought is judgment. Because, people at the end of the day love to judge others, and that's just the reality of things. Now, when I hit that submit button, I remember that night like it was yesterday. I couldn't sleep. All these thoughts came through my mind, like, is anybody going to buy it? Are they going to like it? Did I make a mistake? And if I did make a mistake, does that mean I'm going to get a bad review on Amazon? So you just have to push those thoughts to the side. And just like Wendy said, enjoy the process, because this is one of the most, surreal moments of your life. Like, think about it. Like, I wrote a book. Wendy wrote a book. That's an amazing feat. And at the end of the day, we could both call each other authors. Like, how cool is that?
I think that is the coolest, actually, because the real rock stars in my life are the authors. So, yeah, that is incredibly cool. Just to both of you, Wendy, are you working on anything like book number 2? And same with Reggie. I'll let Wendy go first.
I am. There is something in the works, and it will be along the lines of Dance Eva Dance with motivating children with their talents and body image and self-confidence.
I am so happy to hear that. Keep going. That's fantastic. And Reggie, how about you? You working on another work of art?
You know what? I don't have something in the hopper right now, but the thing is, I usually get motivated based on vibes and personal experience. Just like this book, it came to life during a hard time in my life. And, my book is still being written personally. So who knows? I may surprise somebody or, the world with a second book. So we'll wait to see what comes out of that.
We can't wait to see what comes out of that. I'm happy that both of you went down this journey and could spend some time teaching our viewers about this as well. Congratulations to you both. We wish you all the success. Thank you.